uh, at the end of the session, or if it is really important, then वो बीच में भी पूछ सकते हो. And today we have Palzer Sherpa, who is belonging from West Bengal. So we are trying to cover people who are coming from different regions and areas, because आप सबको ये पता चल पाएगा कि how to prepare in different environments also. Okay, because it is very important, because physical is something जो बहुत लोग lightly लेते हैं. And at the end of the day, I have seen and met many people who are just not able to clear long jumps only, और उनके written में scores above 130, 140 are also there. So it is very important to get the perspective, and we have such one such person among us today who has secured AIR 110, and hopefully he'll be getting his first preference. So now I'll hand over the mic to Palza, and who will just explain you, give the briefings of today's session, which is on how to clear physical and medicals of the UPSC CAPF Assistant Commandant Examination.
Thank you, Pratik. Am I audible? Firstly, am I audible? If you can give me, Pratik.
Yeah, yeah, you are audible. You are audible to me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, firstly, I would like to say that Pratik and his team are doing an incredible job, and I want to thank you. It is an honor for me to be a part of this and contribute towards the CPF fraternity in general. So, today we'll be discussing the PET and PST and MST preparation overall, how we can go about it in about 3 to 4 months time period. So your PET might be in November to December, depending on your center. So you have about 3 to 4 months. So you can prepare very well, regardless whether you are a beginner or whether you do, actively exercise regularly. So we'll be covering in minute details how we can go about it, and I'll be sharing my experience as well through the process. So uh, last year when I gave the written exam, I was around 82 kgs. So for my height, it was severely overweight, right? So I had to lose a lot of weight, and I started the day after the exam itself. I started my preparation for the physical, and I knew that I had to lose a significant amount of weight. So I charted out a very clear plan as to how I want to reduce the weight over time. First was being in a caloric deficit of around 400 to 500 calories. You can check any online, like any chat gpt or any AI you can use to measure your daily intake of calories and how much you need, right? Because in and after that, second thing is running. You can do in the morning, I would say preferably in the morning. I have done it. I used to wake up around 5:30 in the morning and go for runs every day. And in that too, we have around you have four events, and two events you have in running. So 100 meters and 800 meters. One is the sprint, and the other is an, you can say, an endurance event of sorts, the 800 meters. So for the 100 meters, I would say suggest that you can try doing 30-meter sprints in the beginning when you're new to it, right? So what I used to do was I used to first do I first charted out a plan. Okay, so a weekly plan where you can have around two long runs, and you can have the rest of the days you can do interval training. And I will tell you about interval training later on when we cover the 800 meters. So this was my basically my plan. And after every running session, I used to do my sprints. That is 30-meter sprints. That is for acceleration. I think that is very crucial when it comes to 100 meters, right? So for 100 meters again, I would say that first is the acceleration that you need, right? The explosiveness that in turn helps in your long jump as well. So that is there. And for further for your explosiveness, you can also do strength training. Strength training is a variety of exercises that you can do, very simple exercises like squats, like jumping squats. And personally, because I come from a hilly terrain, we had a lot of stairs up and down. I used to go, and I used to run also, and I used to do box jumps as well. Box jumps is where you step on the stairs with both your feet. You jump on the stairs, each stair with both your feet, and you go up. Then you come down. You do the process again and again, and that I think really helps with the explosiveness that I was talking about, and that helps both in your sprints, 100-meter sprints, as well as the long jump, where you have to take off from the after doing a run up, right? So I think these two things are very important, right? And also I would say that be very wary of injuries, not to overdo the exercises that you're meant to, right? I mean, physical is tough. We all know that, especially because we have been in such an environment that we don't do much active physical work, because all we do is sit in a stable and study, right? And I would say that take it gradually, let your body adapt to it, right? Uh, you can start, if you're a beginner, you can start off slow by doing maybe 1 kilometers of run every day, and then every week you can add maybe 1 kilometers, 2 kilometers extra to it, right? So that way you can gradually increase your mileage. And the long runs that I was talking about, long runs really helps to build your endurance. You really need that stamina, especially for 800 meters. So that long run builds. And coming to interval training is where you uh, let's say, I'll give an example. You run for 200 meters at a certain pace, and then you take a rest. You either walk slowly, or you jog, or you just take a rest for 30, 40 seconds, and then you again go for 200, 300 meters. Then again you rest. Then again you do keep on doing the same process. What this does is it builds speed and endurance both, right? So I think this is very crucial when it comes to 800 meters. This is, I would say, yeah, for 800 meters, I think this is enough. If you can do it regularly, if you track your progress, and
Yeah, yeah.
as long as you're in the in the right step, in the right direction, I think you should just trust your process, and I think you will sail through the running easily.
Okay.
I would say it's doable. 3 minutes,
So,
45 seconds is very much doable,
Palzer,
right?
I
And
would
for
like to
yeah,
intervene and ask a specific
yeah,
query,
sure.
which I have been asked from some of the candidates who are preparing. So, like some of the candidates start to get the shin pains or knee joint pains while they start running, because see, most of the people who are preparing for this exam have not been into sports or physical activity for a long time. This is a sort of exam which also requires your physical endurance as well as your mental strength. So, did you face any sort of this issue while your preparation for the physical test? Did you feel any joint pains? And if you did, then how did you cope up with it?
Uh, so the shin splints that you were referring to, I think everyone experiences it if you are a beginner, and I think I was a victim of it too. So I would say that that happens when your running form is not proper. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
yes.
brother.
Okay, sure, sure. I thought my internet was off. Okay. So that happens when your running form is off. So you have to strike on the midfoot. Midfoot is the middle part of the foot. If you're landing on the toe or the heel, that is when there is a lot of pressure that is there on the calves, the anterior tibialis. I think I'm not sure about the name of the bone, but I think it is that. So
Yeah, yeah.
it puts a lot of pressure there. So that is there, right? And because you're not accustomed to running, of course you're going to feel a lot of pain in the joints, so that's for sure. So that is why I mentioned that you should gradually increase your mileage, not go and run 5K in one day. That would be the most stupid thing to do. So I think do it gradually, let your body adapt with time. So I think that would be the way to go about it.
So great advice. Like this shows that you literally prepared everything, because knowing the body parts and telling about the name of the bones is something which you know only after you have like studied in and out every process. So commendable job. So I would like to pitch in and tell what I encountered was that during my long jumps, I'll keep it in Hindi because I think some of the audience are also bilingual. सो मैं जब लॉन्ग जंप की प्रैक्टिस कर रहा था तो व्हाट आई एनकाउंटर्ड वाज कि द पिट जिसमें आप जंप करते हो उसको बहुत लोग उसको बनाते नहीं है, बिकॉज इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि जहाँ आप लैंड कर रहे हो द ग्राउंड और द सैंड ओवर देयर वो लूज होनी चाहिए. So before starting long jumps, you have to prepare the long jump pit. It is very important. And this mistake I did the first time because I was a rookie. And what I did was कि मैंने jump कर दिया. And after two jumps, I landed on my back. And around 30 days were left for the physicals. और मेरे back में जो tailbone होती है, I got injured over there. And I was bedridden for 6 to 7 days. I could just barely walk. So I tried out some desi nuskhas, which you say keep some herbals and all, and gradually it helped. And I did not push myself कि अरे मुझे तो रोज रनिंग करनी है तो अब 30 days ही बचे हैं तो with the pain I am running. I used to gradually walk and then keep on increasing my pace. So it is very important that you understand your body. आप अपने आप को उस लिमिट तक ही पुश करो जहां तक आपकी बॉडी सस्टेन कर पा रही है. And Palzer is like a champion in this, so he'll guide us more. So another doubt which I have seen among aspirants is that keep on asking that what should be the ideal timing for your preparation of this physical test, because some people are like night owls and they cannot get up early in the morning. So what should be the strategy for practicing? What strategy did you follow and would you like to recommend?
Can you repeat the question, please, Pratik? I'm sorry, my internet was a bit off.
Yeah, no issues. So my question was that many people are like night owls over here who like to study in the night. They wake up late in the morning.
मेरा
So
नेटवर्क चला गया इनका.
okay, we'll wait, no issues, because I think he's in Sikkim and most of the people asked to like conduct the session today only. That is why. Mhm. Yeah, can you hear me?
I
Yeah, can
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry, my network is
No
off.
issues, no
Yeah,
issues. We'll
the
manage
reception
that.
is really bad here.
Yeah, I get it. No problem. So, like the question was that as many people ask me that what should be the ideal time for running and doing the physical preparation, because many of us are like night owls and cannot wake up early in the morning.
Mhm.
So, what was your
Mhm.
strategy and what would you like to recommend to the aspirants who are preparing for the physicals?
So my strategy was that I used to run in the morning and I used to do the long jumps in the evening. So that was my strategy, but you can do either way. I think if you want to, then you can do both your running and long jump in your evening as well. You can do it in alternate days. Like if you run today, then you tomorrow maybe you can practice long jump, right? That will also if you do that, then there'll be sufficient gap between your long jump days, and your chances of injuries will also be lesser. So I think that would be a better approach if you want to do it in the evening.
Okay, great, great. Another doubt which some of people have asked that what is the diet plan which you need to follow if you are over it. Most of us are facing with obesity where there are only a few niche audience who are actually underweight the category. So, like Pazar told that there is a BMI chart which you have to refer. Like for a particular height, if like I am 168 centimeter, then my weight should be around 71 kgs or something. So, what diet plan did you follow, or you just focused upon your physical and ate whatever you liked? So, what was the story behind it?
So my story was that I lost around 14 kgs during my preparation. So I think diet was, I think 90% of it was because of diet. Of course, exercises help us to be fitter, make our muscles stronger, but it is mostly diet oriented. And I earlier mentioned the caloric deficit as well, that you need to track your calories and you need to have foods that have that are lesser in calories and more in, let's say, fiber, protein. So you can have maybe salads in the morning. I think chickpea salad is my favorite. I still have it to this day in the morning. You can have chickpea salad. You can mix a little bit of dahi in it. Make a, sort of a. It's really nice to have in the morning, right? And gives you a lot of protein as well. You can consider cutting down your carbs a little bit. The rice, rotis that we have, and try to eat home cooked foods mostly, and have lesser oily foods. I think mostly these things, and you can if you can keep a caloric deficit while eating healthy home cooked foods, then I think the results will show. But you need to trust the process, because in the beginning you will lose, I would say, 1 to 2 kgs very easily, because that is the water weight. And after that water weight is shed, then you will hit a plateau where for weeks you will not lose any weight. And I've experienced that myself, and I used to tell my mom as well that, Mom, I'm trying so hard, my weight is not going down only. I reached 80 kgs, and after that, it was not going down. And then suddenly, after a month or so, then it gradually started going down from 80 to 78, 76 to 72. And during my physical, I was 68 kgs. So I think you just need to trust the process.
Commendable, commendable. That's really inspiring. Mercury has a doubt. So shall we take up doubts right now, or would you like to take it at the end?
Sure, anyway, we can do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
anyway. I
Okay.
think
So
interactive
please,
system.
please ask your doubt. Mercury, can you please switch on your mic if you want to ask the doubt, or shall we move forward?
Sorry, sir. I was actually by mistakenly click that button, sir.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll move forward with the session. So this is all about like the physicals. So as Palzer told, I'll summarize that firstly, there are four events in which you have to do 100-meter running, 800-meter running. Then there is an event of long jump, and finally there is a shot put event. Okay. And I think so, Palzer did not touch upon the shot put event. I'll just brief about it. Or Ajay is among us. I would like to, if Ajay, if you are there, Ajay, who is AIR 60, is also among us today. So, Ajay, would you please like to tell something about how did you prepare for shot put? And if you want to keep it in Hindi, it will be blessing for us.
ओके बट बिफोर जय हिंद एवरीवन शॉर्ट पुट के बारे में आपको बता दूंगा बट बिफोर दैट आई वुड आल्सो लाइक टू शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस अबाउट द पीईटी एंड एमएसटी इट्स वेरी शॉर्ट in 2021 when I was in last year of my college I qualified the PET and MST for the SSCGD which is for the post of constable in the CAPF, right? Then in 2024, I qualified two PET for the SSC CPO SI, which is for the post of sub inspector in CAPF, and then finally for the CAPF assistant coordinator. So all the three entries, constable, sub inspector, and assistant coordinator. तो physical test तीनों के मैंने qualify किए हैं, तो थोड़ा सा मेरे को idea है. आई फाइंड दिस सीएपीएफ का जो प्रोसेस है सिलेक्शन का इन पीईटी और एमएसटी ये दोनों से थोड़ा अलग है. कांस्टेबल का काफी लॉन्ग आपको रनिंग करनी पड़ती है 5 किलोमीटर की. एसएससी सीपीयू एसआई में इवेंट्स बहुत सारे हैं जिसमें हाई लंप जंप और लॉन्ग जंप है और लॉन्ग जंप सीएपीएफ एसी के कंपेरेटिवली ज्यादा रहता है बट ये थोड़ा मॉडरेट है. अगर आप इसको थोड़ी स्ट्रेटेजी के साथ और प्रॉपर वार्म अप के साथ बेटर वे से करते हैं तो आप इसमें क्वालिफाई करने के चांसेस ज्यादा है एज कम्पेयर टू अदर टू एंट्रीज. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द शॉर्ट पुट. मेरे सामने डिटेल्स मेरे को एग्जैक्टली याद नहीं है बट एज फार एज आई रिमेम्बर इट इज अराउंड 7.5 kg का वेट रहता है एंड आपको चाहिए 4.5 मीटर का आपको थ्रो करना होता है. सो ये हमने इसलिए प्रैक्टिस नहीं करा था कि यार ये तो हो ही जाएगा अगर हम बाकी इवेंट्स में क्वालिफाई कर रहे हैं तो होपफुली हो ही जाएगा बट एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस जब हमारा था आई थिंक 16 नवंबर का था कि 16 नवंबर आई थिंक उससे एक हफ्ता पहले मैं पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी गया था क्योंकि पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी में मैं चंडीगढ़ में रहता हूँ तो वहाँ प्रॉपर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है हर एक स्पोर्ट्स फैसिलिटी का. सो वहाँ पे पीपल दे वर प्रैक्टिसिंग फॉर द नेशनल्स देयर नेशनल्स. हमने उनसे वो शॉर्ट पुट लिए दो, एक 7.5 किलो के आसपास का था और एक थोड़ा कम का था. तो हमने दोनों ट्राई करके देखे और वो इजिली हो गए. मुझे ऐसा लगता है शॉर्ट पुट में बाहर निकलने के चांसेस है जब आप फाउल करो, अदरवाइज 99% हो जाता है वो. जस्ट यू आपके शोल्डर में उतना कैपेसिटी हो कि आप उसको उतना 4.5 मीटर जो है आगे की तरफ थ्रो कर पाओ. फाउल नहीं करना है आपको, बस इतना ध्यान रखना होता है. अगर बाकी इवेंट्स में आप अच्छा कर पा रहे हो तो आई थिंक आपके पास इतनी स्ट्रेंथ है कि आप कर लोगे.
Thank you, Ajay, for your insights. And really, like, I didn't know that you have given so many physicals and all. And it's really inspiring to be sharing screen with you too. Or I think so, it is very enlightening for the students also who have joined today.
मेरा इस साल का मेरा जो है एसएससी सीपीओ से एसआई में भी सिलेक्शन है, उसके मेडिकल्स आ रहे हैं और केपीएफ तो है ही। अगर ये नहीं होता तो मैं ऐसा ही ज्वाइन करता।
Excellent, excellent. Okay. So I think we have covered the basics about the physicals. Now let us move to the medical side of things because मेरे experience के according there are more chances of getting disqualified or non-recommended in medicals compared to the physicals if you have not done the preparations of physicals properly. So, Palja, firstly, you would like to share any story from your medicals days because I have a good story about that.
Sure. I would not say I have a very good story as such. It was pretty normal. We chill. The first day we finished our physicals, and that day itself we had the medicals for our eyes. So we had to wait till 9 o'clock in the night. Then we were let off from the camp, and then again the next day we had to report at 6 a.m. So I think it was pretty hectic. Like I would say, it tests your patience a lot. You have to just wait around. There's nothing happening. People are coming in, taking files and here and there, and nothing is happening. So I think you should bring a lot of patience with you if you're going there to the command hospital. And I would say that one interesting story from the medicals was there was one guy. I won't give his name. He might have qualified this year. I won't give his name. So what he was doing that he was very stressed out about the medicals. That okay, what will happen? Something might come up. Even though he was totally fit, he was very stressed out. And we kept telling him that don't stress out. It's nothing. Like they're just gonna take some basic tests and see that you're fit to join the forces. That's it, right? But he still was very stressed out. So at the end what happened was everything after the medicals was over, everything in his body was correct. His eyes was all good, the nose part all good, ears all good. In the end his BP was high because of he was stressing out so much. So he got re-medical because of that. So he had to wait for 2 more days in order to clear his MST. So I would say that stay chill, stay calm, and you don't have to do much for the medicals. If you know that you don't have any major diseases or many uh, uh, major things that are mentioned in the notification or the medical guidelines itself, like knock knees or flat foot or things that are extreme DNS, I would say these things if you have, then you should be a little bit worried. But otherwise, you're all good. I would say you don't need to prepare much. You just need to go in with a calm attitude and just soak in the atmosphere of the camp that you're in, because you'll be serving there one day, hopefully. So I think that is it from my side.
So, Palja, would you like to share that where were you giving your physicals and medicals exactly?
Mine was in BSF Frontier Headquarters in Guwahati.
Okay, Guwahati. And what was the average temperatures and the rainfall, anything like what were the climatic conditions that you had to face?
Climate, I would say it was perfect. It was around 30 degrees. It's very perfect. For it was around November. I think we had the first physicals was ours only, our center
Oh,
only. So I think it was perfect weather.
okay. So, Ajay, would you like to share anything that you faced and where did you actually report for the physicals and medicals?
Uh, Actually, the thing that Palzer has shared, that most of the people who are having their first medical test, they are quite very nervous, and because of that nervousness and unfamiliarity with the process, usually वो hypertension की वजह से high BP high हो जाता है उनका. But as I have already faced those procedure, medical procedure long back to 3 years back, I was having one thing clear in my mind that I am medically fit, I am physically fit. So I was cooled down. But the people who were along with me and they were having their first medical, they were nervous. तो बीपी हमारे हाथ में है, अगर हम ज्यादा नर्वस नहीं होते हैं वो अंडर कंट्रोल रहेगा. और इसके अलावा आई थिंक बाकी कोई और पैमाना होता नहीं है मेडिकल्स में जिसकी वजह से आपको मेडिकली अनफिट डिक्लेयर किया जाए, until unless उन डॉक्टर्स को कुछ दिक्कत नहीं होती है. लाइक यू हैव अ कट ऑन योर आर्म एंड उनको डाउट है कहीं ना कहीं इसका कहीं बोन में प्रॉब्लम ना हो तो वो आपको टेम्परेरी अनफिट करेंगे, अदरवाइज वो सब नॉर्मल रहता है. तो आई थिंक आप अपना कामनेस बनाए रखें. और प्रोसेस काफी सिंपल है, बहुत ज्यादा टफ नहीं है, जस्ट लाइक आर्मीज. आप इजीली कर लेंगे क्वालिफाई, मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
Can I
Okay.
ask one question from Ajay Bhaiya?
Sure, sure,
Yes,
sure.
sir, sure.
अजय भैया जो मेडिकल करते हैं वो कौन होते हैं, आर्मी वाले होते हैं कि सिविलियन डिफेंस होते हैं, वो सिविलियन डॉक्टर्स होते हैं वो?
They have a rank of officials in CAPF, but they are actually doctors. Like there is a doctor called Dr. Samar Sanam Garke. You may have seen his profile on Instagram or YouTube. He's a doctor. Recently got promoted as deputy commandant. He is a doctor in CRPF. तो वहाँ पे डॉक्टर्स होते हैं बट उनके पास रैंक होती है अपनी कमांडेंट है ना तो वाइस
ओके ओके
दे आर
ओके
डॉक्टर्स बट दे हैव आल्सो हैव रैंक
सॉरी फॉर
Okay.
एवरीवन डिस्टर्बिंग.
नो नो इश्यूज अमित, ये सेशन आप ही लोगों के लिए है, हम कभी डिस्टर्ब नहीं होते हैं। और मेरा एक्सपीरियंस तो ऐसा था, आई वाज गिवन एसएसबी गोरखपुर, और मेरा कुछ आई थिंक इन दिसंबर था, मिड ऑफ दिसंबर। सो लाइक दिस देयर वाज वेरी इनफेमस सेइंग अबाउट एसएसबी गोरखपुर दैट in SSB Gorakhpur the eye doctor is very strict and he always gives re-medical, and my eye power was on borderline because I have been like using specs since my ninth class. So it was around 3.75 negative. And the cutoff is also 4, I guess, 4 diopter. So I was very tensed, and he just removed my specs and said कि चलो पढ़ो क्या लिखा हुआ है. So I was like कि दिख ही नहीं रहा है सर, दीवार दिख रही है सफेद, उसमें पढ़ूं क्या. So then later I was like कि यार I most probably I'll be getting remedical or I'll be rejected only. But thankfully the grace of God, everything I didn't lie. I because मुझे पता था कि अंदर क्या लिखा हुआ है, वो जो चार्ट होता है, तो जब भी कोई निकलता था तो आई यूज टू आस्क कि लास्ट लाइन में क्या लिखा है, व्हाट्स रिटन इन द लास्ट लाइन. So first guy came out, he said D, E, F, Z, something like that. And after some time another guy came and he said कि काखा गघा लिखा हुआ है. तो I was like the guy is changing the font over there or what. And after some time he started showing some shapes also, कि there is a triangle, there is a square over there. So they are very smart. You cannot outsmart them. Just be patient and cooperate with them. If you are cooperative, most of us will get qualified until unless there is some huge issue in your body. But I must say that they check very thoroughly. At least in my case, in SSB Gorakhpur, there were cases with minor squint eyes. The people didn't know also that they are minor cases of squint eye. Squint eye मतलब शायद भेगापन होता है थोड़ा. So, and there is also a disease where which people didn't know. People thought that it's very normal that there is a disease called numero nipple, something type like that. Because like in males also there can be excessive nipples in the body. So they are very thorough. They strip you off, and they have specific guidelines that your ear wax should be cleared. These are something जो आपको प्लीज उसको पहले से रेक्टिफाई करके जाना है. बिकॉज अगर कोई ईयर वैक्स में आपको रीमेडिकल दे रहा है, देन इट इज योर फॉल्ट कंप्लीटली. सो जस्ट रीड द नोटिफिकेशन वेरी प्रॉपरली. इफ देर इज समथिंग इन विच यू डाउट, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई वॉज हैविंग डाउट इन माई आईज, तो आई चेकड इट इन अ गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल बिफोर है. तो आप वैसे ही कराओ. देर एज वेरिकोज वेन्स केसेस आर देयर, दीज आर वेरी कॉमन. नॉकिंग नीज, एंगल ऑफ हैंड, etc. So please check your body properly. Okay.
Okay, what I do?
Amit, please mute. We'll take up your question at the last. Palzer, another doubt I would like to ask on my behalf is that, like, once the physicals and medicals were clear, and you get that page in which there it is written that yes, you have cleared, and for medicals you are not getting most probably, but in physicals you are getting. So after you got to know that you are the recommended candidate, what was the feeling and whom did you call first?
The feeling was incredible, I would say. I think because
I guess there's some network issue. We'll wait for Palza to rejoin. Hello? Hello?
am I audible?
Yeah, please repeat. Actually, there was some network error.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would say the feeling was pretty incredible. I think this was my first experience at any, like, any physical or any medical tests that I've been through. So I think the first person obviously I called was my parents, and I think they were also pretty happy. And they said, "Ghar aa jao." फिर घर आ गया मैं. तो बस वही था. I would not say anything else happened there. I took the next train home. That's it.
Okay, okay, great. And Ajay, what was your experience?
So experience was very good because last time it was only the physical efficiency test that restricted me from appearing into the interview. And this time I cleared the physical test as well as medical test, which usually occurs together, है ना. So experience तो काफी अच्छा था, पता था कि हो जाएगा, क्योंकि जो दिक्कत थी वो थी लॉन्ग जंप की. And once you clear the long jump, you know कि medicals तो हो ही जाना है. Now I am going to appear in the interview, and interview is the final stage. अब वहां से बाहर होना ना होना वो अलग चीज है. So I was very happy कि finally ये चीज होगी. एंड मैंने भी घर में बताया था फोन करके, बट क्योंकि पेरेंट्स से मैं दूर रहता हूँ तो कॉल पे उनको बताया. एंड दे वर लाइक ओके ओके हो जाएगा आगे. मैं कहा हाँ हो जाएगा.
ओके, अमेजिंग अमेजिंग. मेरे तो मॉम डैड एक्चुअली साथ में ही गए थे. वो दूर से बाहर कहीं खड़े हुए थे और ऐसे एक शेड लगा रहता है ग्रीन कलर का, जिसे तिरपाल कहते हैं हमारे यूपी में. तो उसके थ्रू वो देख रहे थे. तो रनिंग में तो मैं पीछे से तीसरे नंबर पे था. But see, I would like to share कि it is not important that you become the first in your heats. It is important to be in the time limit because the ground, the track on which we were running, वो बारिश के वजह से खराब हो गया था. Yeah, SSB Gorakhpur. The track was not that great and I didn't want to injure myself. और हीरो बनने के चक्कर में जीरो नहीं बनना था, सीधी बात है. अ, मैं पीछे से तीसरे नंबर पे था, फिर भी आई कंप्लीटेड द हीट आई गेस इन 3 मिनट्स एंड 12 और 11 सेकेंड्स. एंड वो अनाउंस करते रहते हैं, दे कीप ऑन अनाउंसिंग द टाइम. और 800 मीटर्स में तो आई डोंट थिंक कोई आज तक बाहर हुआ है. शायद एक दो लोग हुए हों कुछ इंजरी की वजह से, बट 800 मीटर्स इज ईजिएस्ट. और उसमें आप बाहर नहीं हो सकते हो. यस, इन 100 मीटर्स लॉन्ग जंप देयर इज हाई प्रोबेबिलिटी कि आप बाहर हो सकते हो. प्लीज फोकस ऑन दैट. Okay, so now let us take, yeah, Ajay.
So most of the people they either got rejected in the 100 meter, as you said. Our was the first day. 35 people they were called. 28 reported. 7 out of 28 got rejected in the physical test itself. And 5 of them or 4 of them were in 100-meter race, which is the first event. Then 100-meter, 800-meter. 800-meter I think is comparatively easy because you have enough time to complete 800-meter, and you also have to run in a group. So you just have to follow the pace of the person who is running in front of you. And at last, when 60 seconds are left, they start countdown in reverse order, 60, 59, 50. So automatically you just push yourself. 800-meter आता है आराम से. Long jump you need practice for 100-meter and long jump. Focus on these two events. And if anybody from you they got their center in SSG in Noida. In Noida there are two centers, like one is for ITBP campus and one is CSF campus. I have my both of the PET in SSG Noida only. So they have quite a very good infrastructure. They provide you a track for 100-meter proper concrete track, but for 100-meter they have ground which is muddy. Sometimes people they have to put extra efforts to complete their 100-meter. It feels like they may not be able to complete in 16 seconds, but finally they most of the candidates they do. So अगर आप में से किसी का SSG नोएडा में पड़ता है तो आपको ये चीज निश्चिंत हो जाना, वहाँ पे पिट भी अच्छी बनी हुई है. 100-meter और 800-meter के लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़िया है. You just need to take care कि भाई 800-meter में आपको फर्स्ट नहीं आना. दिस इज नॉट जस्ट लाइक द फिजिकल टेस्ट ऑफ सम आर्मी की आपको पहले एक्सेलेंट मिलेगा फिर आपके मार्क्स दिए जाएंगे. नथिंग. अगर आप 3 मिनट्स 40 सेकंड में भी करते हो तब भी आप क्वालिफाई हो, और 3 मिनट्स में करते हो तब भी क्वालिफाई हो. आपको इंजरी से अवॉइड करना है क्योंकि आगे लॉन्ग जंप बचा हुआ है आपका. सो यू जस्ट नीड टू टेक इट इजी.
Great advice,
I
great
want to
advice.
add something to that. Pratik, just a second.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if anyone is coming to Guwahati for their center, I would like to say that the for the running for the 800 meters and 100 meters, you have to run in the road itself inside the campus. So if you're going there, then be prepared that you have to run there. And the long jump pit is not that great there. It's just matlab thoda sa aise, they have done it in a very haphazard manner. and I feel like it could be better. So I think keep those things in mind. And for long jump, what I also did was I finished my 100 meters, and after that there was a long jump, right? So what I did was I just went to the long jump pit alone, and I practiced the steps, the run up, so that I don't foul there. I practiced it like 2-3 times, and that helped me to clear the long jump in the first go itself without any foul. So I think you can do that if you have some time in your hands. Keep prepare, like try to do the run up itself if like you have time and the pit is nearby.
Great, great. My question is about medical. Work time has asked. Thank you for sharing. Very helpful for us. Hello, my Pratik sir. Is question about medical stretch marks. यानी स्किन डिजीज के लिए क्या करते हैं? ओके, सो स्ट्रेच मार्क्स आर वेरी नॉर्मल. देखो मेरे बॉडी पे भी हैं. एनीबडी हु इज ओवरवेट और जिसको सडन जिसका वेट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुआ है, स्ट्रेच मार्क्स आर वेरी नॉर्मल. So there is no issues about stretch marks. But yes, about skin diseases, you have to refer a dermatologist. किस लेवल की क्या स्किन डिजीज है, दैट मैटर्स. मान लो कोई सर्जरी हुई है और सर्जरी के वहां पे मार्क्स हैं आपके पास, मतलब बॉडी पे मान लो स्टिचेस लगे थे. सो इफ यू आर कैरिंग दोज मार्क्स, देन यू हैव टू कैरी अ सर्टिफिकेट और योर जो मेडिकल प्रिस्क्रिप्शंस होते हैं कि दिस सर्जरी वाज डन एटलीस्ट 6 months बिफोर आई एम रिपोर्टिंग टुडे. अगर 6 months से कम का टाइम होता है बिटवीन द सर्जरी एंड द रिपोर्टिंग डेट, देन यू मे ऑल्सो बी रिजेक्टेड. सो यस, अगर आपको कोई, जैसे मेरे केस में एक बंदा था, उसका शायद हर्निया का ऑपरेशन हुआ था, तो दैट्स अ सर्जिकल प्रोसेस. तो ही हैड टू कैरी अ सर्टिफिकेट विच ही डिड नॉट कैरी. So then he was sent for remedical and he had to bring those certificates and report. Okay. So there is about another question. Is there any strict rule about DNS if it's not causing any medical problems to the very person? So Palzer, if you like to pitch in and if you know something about the DNS issue.
So about the DNS, I would say that I have DNS as well. I'm more than mild. Okay. Like if I feel the difference in my nose when I breathe when I'm learning, like I breathe more from my left side than my right side. So it's always been there, and doctors had also suggested therapy. Surgery a few years ago. But in the center itself, they did not check very properly. They just checked ऐसे थोड़ा थोड़ा मतलब थोड़ा सा they checked, and I feel like unless it is not extreme कि मतलब wholly block हो गया and like you can't breathe properly, I think you should be good. You don't need to stress out too much about it because क्योंकि अब surgery कर भी नहीं सकते अभी, because it will take a lot of time to heal. Like Pratik mentioned, 6 months gap should be there. So I think you should not be worried too much about DNS, I think, from my experience.
Okay, okay, got it. How to check knock knees? Ajay, are you there? Bro, how to check knock knees? Would you like to just explain it to all of us?
What the doctors they used to do is they will ask you to stand up by facing the wall with your legs straight, and then they find is there any gap between the knees, knee part of your leg, like the joint of our leg. They usually find is there any gap or they are just together. So if there are sufficient gap, I think if there is no gap between the joint of your legs, then I think this is a case of knock knee. Or sometimes they even ask you to lay down on the ground and then they check. I don't know what kind of method they are using it, but आप खुद भी ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं कि अगर आप सीधे खड़े होने पे आपकी जॉइंट वाले हिस्से में अगर बीच में गैप नहीं है, सो मे बी यू आर अ केस ऑफ नॉक नी. ज्यादा मुझे इसके बारे में पता नहीं. दिस इज
Yeah, yeah. Ajay, actually, what you told is absolutely correct. मेरे अभी एक भैया हैं, वो इज करेंटली आल्सो सर्विंग एज अ मेजर इन इंडियन आर्मी. तो ही हैड अ इशू ऑफ नॉक नीज. तो व्हाट ही यूज टू डू फॉर रेक्टिफाइंग इट, कि वो एक बॉल लाए थे, द फुटबॉल और द वॉलीबॉल, जो थोड़ी सॉफ्ट रहती है. एंड ही यूज टू डू व्हाट, कि एवरी डे ही यूज टू कीप दैट बॉल बिटवीन हिज नीज, और वो प्रेस करते थे उसको. And he used to do this exercise like after every 1.5 hour, 2 hour, so that there is gradual improvement and the space between the knees is like increase little by little. And there are certain exercises also जो आप गूगल या फिर यूट्यूब पे देख सकते हो कि हाउ टू क्योर योर नॉक नीज, हाउ टू चेक इफ यू हैव नॉक नीज, बिकॉज ये कुछ ऐसी चीजें हैं जो बहुत ही कॉमन है. सी मोस्ट ऑफ अस हैव माइनर इश्यूज ऑफ नॉक नीज एंड पीपल डोंट कंसिडर इट एज अ मेजर इशू. तो आप अगर थोड़ा बहुत नॉकनी का इशू है तो ये तो रेक्टिफाई भी कर सकते हो. So another question, and I think so the last question from my side to Palzer, who is the guest today, is कि what all did you carry in your bag the day of physical and medicals? Because most of us like have different sort of things. Somebody is carrying a move or ointment, or somebody is carrying a banana. What do you recommend to carry with yourself?
I would recommend to carry carbs, like you said, bananas or biscuits or any form of any like soft cakes or anything, any carbs that you can have during the day, because you need to wait a lot. And अंदर usually खाना नहीं मिलेगा. We had to wait a lot, and during our physicals we had our lunch around 3:30 in the afternoon. So I think you should carry something to eat. I think that should be sufficient, and you can carry your phone as well inside the campus. We took our phones and we used it during the waiting period. So I think that should be enough.
Yeah. And मैं तो ये भी बोलूँगा कि you should also carry a painkiller. ठीक है. It is not recommended to eat a painkiller before your blood test. I don't know what are the repercussions, but it is always better to eat something and clear the physicals and then leave it to God कि हाँ medical में क्या होगा. So if you are just out in physicals only, because sometime it may happen that you get a sprain somewhere, or you may develop a like some sort of injury accidentally. Anything can happen. It happens at the Olympics level also. ये तो फिर भी it's a small medical examination. So just carry a painkiller with yourself. Some people also recommend कि you should also carry move and all, and a band-aid, or what you call जो क्रैप बैंडेज होता है, राइट? जैसे गरम पट्टी भी कहते हैं हिंदी में. तो कैरी इट विद योरसेल्फ. और ऑल्सो प्रैक्टिस practice your like long jumps beforehand, as Palzer did it in his physicals, if they allow you to see the pit. In our case, it was not allowed, so we had to start from like from our first attempt only. And the issue was कि the pit over there in SSB Gorakhpur was at an elevation. So whenever in the first attempt when I jumped, I fell backwards, because if the pit is at an elevation, then it is normal that the momentum of your body upon landing will be backward. So my hand crossed the line, touched the line, and my first attempt was disqualified. Although I was like I cleared the line, my body was beyond it, but my hand cut it. So the issue is कि you are not allowed to get any beforehand trial balls, right? जो attempt है that's the final attempt. तो प्लीज आप कोशिश करो कि एक बार दूसरों को थोड़ा देखो कि कैसे जंप कर रहे हैं. अगर लाइन में पीछे खड़े हो सकते हो तो पीछे खड़े हो जाओ, बिकॉज इट्स वन आफ्टर द अदर. देयर आर 3 attempts. So make your first attempt as the final attempt. Otherwise, the pressure is going to mount. And I could feel the pressure in my second attempt. So, and then some people were also jumping barefoot, but I practiced with shoes on. So I did not change my strategy, and that is very important because I had the confidence that I can jump with shoes. So in the second attempt also I fell backwards, but I jumped with more force. So when my hand landed, my whole body was beyond the line. So ये सारी tricks and जो तरीके हैं ना, you have to devise yourself. It is also like a exam only. Okay. And I think Palzer will agree with me कि the pressure on that day is equivalent, if not lesser, than the days of your physicals or interview. It because like I have not been giving these sort of exams since a long time. So this will be, yeah. So there is a question. Just a moment. When will this be years be physical and medicals? I think Palzer, I think so the physicals and medicals will be around the same time like last year, right?
Yeah, around the same time, November, December.
Yeah, November, December is the time. थर्ड वाले में भी बहुत प्रेशर आ गया होगा, फिर वो आपने कैसे हैंडल किया? नहीं, आई क्लियर्ड इन द सेकंड अटेम्प्ट व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू ना, कि मैंने दूसरे अटेम्प्ट में ही आई ट्राई टू जंप longer distance. So like if you have to like in the first attempt I did not put my 100% effort कि हाँ आई शुड नॉट ट्राई ओवर ट्राई, कि हाँ ओवर ट्राई में मान लो फाउल कट हो गया, जो लैंडिंग बोर्ड है उसी में मान लो तुम्हारा पैर आगे चला गया, तो आई टूक अ कंजर्वेटिव एफर्ट इन माय फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट बट आई लैंडेड बियॉन्ड द लाइन, बट मेरा हाथ पीछे सपोर्ट लेने में टच हो गया. In the second attempt, I increased the thrust, I increased my pace, and I cleared a longer distance so that if I fell also backwards, मेरा हाथ वो foul line को touch नहीं होता. So in the second attempt, I crossed. But in third attempt, if I, God forbid, if it was the third attempt, I don't know what would have happened. I was lucky, I guess. Okay, so anyone has any doubts, they can just ask and we'll wrap up the session. It has always already been more than 50 minutes now. सर हाउ टू बी देयर मीन्स जैसे हम इधर प्रैक्टिस करते हैं ऐसे चिल से करने का, और जाने के बाद देख के डर लगता है सब देखने के बाद, हाउ टू रिएक्ट. सो व्हाट वर्क टाइम इज आस्किंग, Palzer, if you'd like to clarify that in the practice most of the people are more chilled off, like they don't give their 100%. So on the given day of examination there is a lot of pressure, so how to cope up with it?
If you're talking about the long jump in particular, I think, or are you mentioning in general of the physical? If you can clarify that.
I guess in general he's asking, and that also includes the long jump.
Okay. In general, I think you can take a few deep breaths. Like, you can take inhale one full breath for a few seconds. You can wait and then exhale. You can do this process again and again. I think it calms the nerves a lot. I do that myself. Like even before the run, I did it. If you are a very religious person, you can of course you can pray as well before the physicals. So these things you can incorporate. And for the long jump in particular, I would say that try not to get to the third attempt because the pressure would be too much. So try to get it done in the first attempt itself. That would be much more much better for your heart as well. So I think those things.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. I agree to it. And I think this session was a eye-opener for most of the candidates. And hopefully we'll also put the recordings on YouTube very soon. Thank you, Palzer. I would like to thank on behalf of all of us for taking out time for all of us and then sharing your insights. Also, Ajay also joined in for some of the time he had. He is also somewhere out of station as Palzer is also traveling. So I would like to thank you both and thank all the participants who were so supportive and they asked their questions. Hopefully, we will conduct many more sessions in the future before our training starts. If you have any doubts, then you can ask by messaging us to our Telegram group of CAPF Uniform Calling Group, and the link will be in the description, as well as you can also message us all. Palzer, if you would like to just tell your Instagram ID so that anyone would like to connect you over there, just please tell your Instagram ID.
So my Instagram ID is Palzer TSHEWANG. I will send the link to Pratik and he will share it in the group itself. If you want to connect to me to ask any questions at any time, I think you should feel free to. We are all here to help you. And during our time, I think not a lot of people stepped up to help in this way. That's why I want to thank again Pratik and his whole team that they are taking out the time to really guide you guys through this whole process. I think it's a blessing in disguise for you guys. So